Hi, I'm Steve Spangler, educator, parent, the guy who taught your kids how to make a mess out of the kitchen, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about bullying, and I'm with Laurie Flasko, and Laurie is an expert in the area of discussing bullying, not only when it comes to parents talking about it or talking to educators. And so with a quick minute that I have with her, I want to know two things. I want to know your top tip for parents. I've got 3 boys, twins that are 11, and I have a 14-year-old. And what should I be looking out for as a parent? Because there's some things, some telltale signs. What should I be looking for?
I think one of the most important things that you can do, Steve, is really look for changes in their personalities. Kids won't come to you and say, "Hey, Dad, I've been bullied," because they might be afraid. They don't want to talk about it to you or to their friends or the teachers. So, when my daughter was bullied, she got very quiet. She got very secretive with her emails and her even telephone calls. I stopped seeing friends come around.
Wow.
That was a big change, and I started to see her lose weight, withdraw, so changes in the family.
Okay, and as soon as I see that, since I may not be qualified as a parent, who do I turn to? Who's my next resource that I can at least turn to that knows a lot more about this than I do?
Well, I think there's a couple things you can do. If you're concerned and you know that there's bullying going on, it's really listening to your child at that point and listening with open eyes and ears and not drilling them for information. But then go to the class, talk to the teacher. What is the teacher seeing? These signs could be signs for so many things. It doesn't necessarily mean bullying. But the teacher will have absolutely some insight. How are they dealing in the classroom? Has there been a change with friends that are occurring?
Right. So I need to be the catalyst.
Yes.
Now I'm a teacher as well. So help me as a teacher, besides reading your book and the great resources you have, help me as a teacher. What are some things that I can be thinking about immediately, and what could I be doing to helping kids when I'm seeing the bullying piece, besides just turning them over to another counselor?
Mm-hmm. Your relationship with the child and all of your children in your class is probably the most important thing you can do, because children, when they're feeling very down, you'll see it. You'll notice those differences with the children. So you have to be aware, number one, and you have to be willing to go and ask those tough questions. When you see something, you address it immediately, and it doesn't have to be a big deal that occurs. It's just having that conversation. Sometimes it's bringing the kids together. Now, and that's an important point. You don't always, if you see 2 children being bullying, you don't bring both kids necessarily together unless the child that's bullied wants to say, "I'm sorry," wants to change,
Wow.
and the child who's being bullied actually feels comfortable enough to come together. Otherwise, it can be devastating.
It's a tremendous amount of information. All right, so if you're like me, you want this kind of stuff on a regular basis, I'm lucky. I'm sitting next to the expert, so I can do that. But here's what you can do. Simply sign up for the bullying tip of the week, and Laurie will send you the link. Make sure that you're a part of that list. Every week that you're going to get a new tip on how you can be more effective as a parent, an educator, just an advocate for kids who are being bullied. And thank you so much for giving the time to me.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Nice job.
Thank you.
I'll go make a mess out of the kitchen.